So it has been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last one was like 8 months ago or something. And oh, my life is very different than it was 8 months ago. I that was an annoying last year. The end of last year was very rough, I guess. Even the first few months of this year, but things have definitely turned around for me. Um, I guess I'll start talking about the music stuff because the last time I made one of these was around the time Magician's Curse came out, and I'm still very happy with that song. I like I think it's a good song. It's not the best song, but it's not a bad song. And that music video still makes me so like happy. Like that was just the first time Blaine and I got to do that, and we have one more since then, Puppetry. I'm guessing if you're watching this, you would know about that, but um, but yeah, the music stuff has really like it hasn't taken off obviously, but I've come a long way these last 8 months. I've like been learning a lot more with mixing, which recently I learned. Oh, I was like really happy to figure this stuff out, which I could have. It like wasn't that hard to learn, but I learned how to like basically have my voice be going from normal to like deep in real time instead of like before I only knew how to change a whole vocal take to deep or high, like at least changing the notes. But so that was really exciting to learn. I was like very, very happy to learn that, um, which just that adds to my array of tools in my arsenal. uh, and then I like just the way I sing has changed a lot the last few months. I started seeing a vocal coach in February, and she has helped me a lot. Just like using the proper muscles and using my air properly, and just a lot of small things that you like me as someone who had not really engulfed themselves in this world just did not know that I was doing wrong, and like maintaining a healthy voice, like, and that's what the crazy thing about like wanting to be a singer is. It is way beyond just when you get up there and sing, or like when you go and do those takes. Like you have to maintain a healthy voice. Like even when you're talking, you should be using the right muscles and all these things. And it's like it's a lot, but it's like totally what I want to be doing, so I'm not complaining. um but yeah, and then I also got to do my vocal coach hosted this like recital thing for some of her students, and so she asked me to be a part of that, and it was just I sang a very musical theater, no, not musical theater, dang it, I forget the like type of, but it was like more classical. It was called Edelweiss, and that was a lot of fun. It was very nerving because I've never sang in front of people. There was maybe like 20 to 30 people there, but it was like a very small space, so they were all pushed up against you. And I did mess up once, but I like laughed through it basically and recovered myself within like a second, just because I started the wrong line. Um, and so that was a good moment for me because it showed me how not big of a deal it is. It's not the end of the world to mess up, and if you just keep going, that's the main thing that matters. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It also showed me that I can do this. I never thought I'd be able to get over my stage fright. And the whole one of the things that's like really important for me is like breathing into my stomach for when I sing and everything, so that I get like my bigger muscles activated and I'm not using my throat. And that helps a lot with settling nerves, kind of. So doing that and anticipating while I was waiting for my turn helped me quite a bit. But so yeah, that is just, I've really been trying to engulf myself in this life. And after I had in February is when I dropped the album, my first ever album, and it was basically about the like end of last year and the first few months of this year, and like how I was struggling. And so it was like a lot of emotional stuff I was thinking about. And then once I had finished that, I kind of like I took a little break, and then when I was started getting back on the mic, I was like really having issues with getting something to sound right, and I was getting really demotivated and frustrated, and it was like it sucked. I was getting really mad at myself. And then Blaine definitely helped me a lot. He basically, what helped me get over it was he made like a reference track for a song, which I wanted him to just let me use his vocals because he did like a reference for half the song, and then it motivated me to try and finish what he didn't do. But obviously he didn't want to be a part of it, so he had me like redo his the reference section. But so that like that was Dial Tone, and that song turned out well, and it was like finally getting back on track. And then I've had a few more songs since then, and I've been working on quite a bit since then, and so I've definitely been in a better, more confident, I guess. I was kind of losing my confidence for a little bit there. But yeah, so that's like the music. And I'm like trying to figure out better ways to branch out my music stuff. I feel like it's a big thing is just word of mouth. So I'm trying to tell as many people as I meet about it, just so that more people know. Yeah. But so then another development in my life recently has been modeling, which big 180 for me. I've had a very, very bad self-image my whole life, basically. But so I have a coworker who has been telling me since like because I started working at Kroger like a little over a year ago, and there was this coworker of mine who, once I like kind of became friendly with him and started to get to know him, he just kept telling me, you need to be doing modeling work and all this stuff. And I would always just laugh at it because I didn't think that was something that was realistic for me. But then he told me enough times, and finally, like it was like a month or two ago, I just submitted like a resume to an agency in Cincinnati, and I sent them a few pictures from like it was nice to have nice pictures from music videos because that was what I used in my submission thing or whatever. And then like within 2 days they accepted me and said that they wanted to see me for an interview. And I was like freaking out about that. And then I went into the interview, and she basically like, it was very friendly and she was very nice. And like by the end of it, she basically said, because it needed to be confirmed by someone like higher up than her, but she's like, I'm putting in your thing that I highly recommend you or whatever. So I was like, what the heck? And then just like a week and a half ago or something, I got to go to orientation, and I'm signed. I have a 1-year contract with them, and obviously I'm not making money unless I get castings, but it's like, I'm like, what the heck? And I don't even, because I have to fill out my profile, which I finally did the other day, and then I need to schedule a one-on-one with the marketing director and all that. But even though I like don't really have a like complete profile in the sense, I'm getting casting calls. And the first one I declined because my like profile wasn't even fully filled out by then, so I didn't know what to do. But then the second one was after my profile was like filled out to the best I could do. Obviously I don't have professional headshots on it and stuff, but then I just went and took a few digitals, and they look so dumb. But I haven't heard back yet. The gig would be next Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm guessing they would let me know because it's Sunday. I'm guessing I would know by like tomorrow. I would hope I wouldn't find out like Tuesday night, but that would be crazy because it's like a lot. It's more money than I'm making at Kroger. That's for sure. But so yeah, that's just like, that's been so exciting. It's just such a new thing to like engulf myself in, like, because I just never thought that was something I could do. And it would just be a really awesome way to be making money. So then I guess the other biggest thing that I'm like getting ready for in life is I've been going to school part-time for the last like 2 or 3 years. I think the last like 2 years now, where I'm just taking a few classes, and some of them were like classes that just seemed interesting to me, like photography, but then other ones have been more prerequisite classes, like to where I'm like in the bigger scheme of things working towards a degree, but I wasn't fully sure what I wanted to do. And last summer, I was pretty sure I wanted to do like filmmaking and that kind of stuff. But then the whole music stuff happened, and I'm like way wanting to do that more. And basically, like, my backup plan with everything right now is, if the music stuff doesn't pan out, I want to be a music teacher, because I think I really like being around kids. And okay, that sounded sketch. I love kids. I don't know. I feel like that sounds sketch, but it's not supposed to sound. To me, because I never really figured out how much I loved music until, like, I guess my young adulthood. And I think it would be really awesome to be the person that could inspire people younger, and like they could find that out earlier. And I would just really love to be that too. So I'm more than happy to be a teacher if I can't pursue my own music stuff. And so I have an audition. I'm thinking the first week of July, because basically the degree I'm going for at Wright State is called a music BA, and they're more of a like performance school and stuff, that kind of. So and you have to audition to get accepted into that degree or into that program. And so this July I'm going to audition, and I have to do 2 songs, and one of them I'm going to do that song I did in the recital, the Edelweiss it's called, but then another one of the songs has to be fully in a different language, and they both have to be memorized and all this. So I've been really trying to find time to work on the Italian song. It's called C'est bon crudale. And so then once I audition, I get accepted, and then I can actually start scheduling classes in that program and everything. And so that's going to be the goal for this fall, is to be a full-time student working towards a degree. And then basically with a music BA, once I have that degree, all I would have to do is take a few courses on education to be able to be a teacher. So that's why I'm pursuing this music BA, because I feel like it will really help me get to a point where I want to be with like my understanding of music, because I feel like I know quite a bit, but at the same time it's pretty limited, just because my exposure to like a higher level thinking of music has been such a short period of my life. So I want more of that exposure. And one of the classes I would take is keyboardsmanship, and I have a rough idea on the keyboard. Like, I know what each note is just looking at it. I don't have to like really think about that, but playing and that kind of stuff, I'm very limited at. So I would like to know how to play the keyboard, at least to a beginner, moderate level. And so that would be exciting. But so yeah, life has just been super busy between working a few times a week, making music, figuring out this modeling stuff, scheduling stuff for school, also trying to live a life, also still living at home and having to help out at home. Just life has been very busy. Trying to promote music, just trying to have friends still. And it's been, I like my life like this. A few years ago, I was doing nothing with my life, laying around, sick, watching YouTube videos all day, hating myself, all this stuff. And I'm actually becoming to a point where I really do love myself, and I'm like so happy with how driven I am, and I really hope that doesn't flee. But yeah, I guess I just felt like updating the channel with my life, because it's been a while. I do also, because I know the last video I made, I was talking about new tattoos, and I think that I had only shown the first half of my leg piece, so I'll show the rest of it right now real quick. I am in my underwear, so if you don't want to see, I'm not going to show anything. So I had left off on the top of the microphone, and then it curls back around with the heartbeat, which is like more aggressive this time, and then it turns into an audio waveform, and then it turns into a keyboard, which wraps around as well. I will say I am planning to get the keyboard touched up. I want it to be filled in, and I want it to be more realistic, because it's like not, it's just black key, black key, black key, and that's not. I kind of rushed into that part of the tattoo, I'm not gonna lie, but I have a plan to get it touched up, and I think it'll look much better after that. The other ones I've gotten since the last video is Maisie's paw print, and then 3/5/23, which is about me and my brothers, and then a milk carton, which is about my grandma. Believe it or not. And that one is like the favorite, or like that's the one I've gotten compliments on, which is funny to me because it's the most like random one on me. But I definitely have more plans, so I'm gonna be blasted. I promise you that. But yeah, I guess I should wrap this up. It's been 15 minutes. Bye.